Joplin's Midtown District, and why there won't be any Friday night lights at one of Southwest Missouri's oldest high school stadiums. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, an alliance in Joplin aims to bring businesses and the community to the city's Midtown District. Plus, Friday night lights dim at one of the oldest high school stadiums in Southwest Missouri. And families in Chautauqua, Kansas turn out for a back-to-school bash.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
An organization in Joplin hopes to bring the community and businesses to the city's Midtown District. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Midtown Joplin Alliance will encompass Main Street from 10th to 20th Street and the surrounding 6 blocks on each side. The organization's goal is to advocate for opportunities to improve the district, promote local businesses there, and keep the area clean. Organizers say they believe the effort can help show how Midtown is an important and thriving part of Joplin.
We need someone to help showcase the businesses that are happening here and the opportunities for new businesses that could happen here. We got a lot of available space here in Midtown, and it's all low cost and in great condition.
The organization says they've already had many community members reach out to learn more and get involved. They say the best way to do so is by following their Facebook page, Midtown Joplin Alliance. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, some of you got some rain for us today. We had scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, and then again throughout the evening hours, I'd say about 40% of us got rain. I was hoping for about 60%, but about 40% of us got some rain. We do have some scattered thunderstorms that have kind of popped up in southwestern Missouri. There are going to be some hit-miss guys as we go through the next several hours, kind of drifting back toward the south and to the west. Temperatures are setting mainly into lower 70s at this point in time. We're going to warm into lower 90s once we get into tomorrow afternoon, but the humidity is going to be a little bit lower, which is great news. 79 in Joplin, 79 in Pittsburgh right now, upper 70s to near 80 degrees, but we had 97 today, so it is up there. Average high is 90 degrees, 80s in the forecast. We'll look at that here in a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year, guys.
Seniors at McDonald County High School started their morning early as they watched the sunrise come up for their first day of school. The seniors met on the high school's football field, taking pictures and enjoying donuts.
We had to go online for our schooling and learn online and figure out how to do that from home with all of our families, and parents is helping out for teachers. And I mean, it was a rough patch, but we got through it and now we're all back in school.
Talking about the pandemic, there are 150 school days from now. The McDonald County High School seniors will walk across the stage during sunset at graduation. Some students at Pitt State got a glimpse of their future thanks to a job fair. The opportunity gave full-time students some part-time possibilities.
A lot of students are looking for that part-time work when they're coming to campus. They need something to do in between the classes, and whether that's an on-campus job or off-campus, it just makes it nice to have one event where students can come and talk to these local employers that are looking for those part-time opportunities.
The university hosts various job fairs for both students and the community throughout the year. Pitt State also held another resource event for its students this afternoon. The annual community fair, typically held at the start of each fall semester, enables students to meet with local companies, businesses, and organizations. Organizers say it's about showing students the value of planting roots and building futures right here in the four states.
Organizations, different entities that'll come in, mostly from Pittsburgh, but around the four-state area, and share kind of what they do and interact with our students.
It's good, yeah. I mean, we're having pizza,
water, cookies, everything.
Yeah. We're part of Christian Challenge, and we're just coming to meet up with our buddies and just help.
And this was said as something I should do in one of my classes, so I figured I would come down and see what it's about.
This event is normally held at the Oval, however, due to construction, the event was relocated outside the Overman Student Center. There won't be any Friday night lights at Springfield's oldest high school stadium this fall. That's because Central High School will not be competing on the varsity level. Emma McDarris talks to the district's athletic director and football players about that decision.
Woke up at 6 in the morning, went to football, then had a 10-minute break in between, went home, got food, then went to work, then went right back to football, and I barely saw my family. You know, my siblings, they're about 2 years old, so they go to bed really early. And that was all summer because I was committed to this. You know, I had an urge for it, you know, and I love my team.
David Bitok is a senior football player at Central High School who says he feels betrayed with SPS's decision to cancel the Bulldogs varsity season.
AD of Central came last minute and told us that we're not allowed to play varsity season because lack of upperclassmen and because safety concerns, which he was only there for 4 practices for 10 minutes. So we feel like he really didn't even get to see the whole picture. And we feel disrespected as a team and as a school too, because he didn't even give us a chance. And you know, that's our administrator and they're supposed to be behind us. So we feel really betrayed on that part.
The athletic director for Springfield Public Schools, Josh Scott, says part of his duty is to make sure students are playing against teams with similar age and skill level.
Looking at the realistic situation of, are we going to have freshmen and as 14-year-old boys to play against 17-year-old young men? And we thought the best way to build the program and have a football program in the future was to build them up through a JV schedule and have our freshmen, juniors, and our sophomores play together, and then hope to talk to our opponents to give our seniors the ability to play also so that they could still play football their senior year. It would just be at the JV level.
Scott says the players will still be able to grow in their skills and as a team.
They still have an opportunity to be a part of Bulldog football family, and they still have an opportunity to make our school better and how they act and interact within the schools on a daily basis. This is not a decision that anyone wanted to make, but with the numbers and safety purposes, it's a decision that we had to make.
Canceling the varsity season will not just affect players, but band members, cheerleaders, the color guard. The athletic director says the district is standing by their decision for this school year. School started last week in Chautauqua, but the town came together tonight for a fun back-to-school bash. Firefighters fired up the grill, cooking hot dogs, while students from pre-K through 12th grade, their families, and community members enjoyed games and activities. First Baptist Church handed out reusable water bottles to keep everyone refreshed. The fact that kids are back in the classroom doesn't mean the summer fun has to end.
This event represents how we feel about kids, that we want to include their families and that we care about them and we want what's the best for them, and that when you come to Chautauqua, you're a name, not a number.
The event also served as a fundraiser to support preschool teacher Jessica Midget, who's bravely fighting breast cancer. Governor Kehoe announces a historic choice for Missouri Attorney General. We're going to hear from the governor coming up, and we'll hear more on why the vacancy opened up in the Show Me State and where the former Attorney General is headed.
Only at Ashley.
Missouri's governor has appointed the state's first female attorney general. Governor Mike Kehoe named Catherine Hanaway to the position today. She'll replace Andrew Bailey, who's moving on to become co-deputy director of the FBI. It's a newly created position. Governor Kehoe expressed his confidence in the choice of Hanaway.
You want somebody you can work with, you can trust, and Catherine alluded to it, not only just the legislators in the House and the Senate, but communities across the state. We'll find Catherine shares that same vision of community safety and public service being a priority for us.
Hanaway is currently a partner at a St. Louis law firm. Previously, she served as Republican Speaker of the Missouri House of Representatives. Hanaway takes over the AG role next month. The White House is denying any dissatisfaction with the FBI following a major shakeup with the agency's number 2 in command. The current FBI Deputy Director, Dan Bongino, will now be splitting his role with Andrew Bailey, who, as we mentioned, is coming in after serving as Missouri's AG. As Tom Foreman reports, the move comes a month after Bongino clashed with the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi over her handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
The illicit nature of these witch hunt prosecutions is self-evident to anyone paying attention.
A fire-breathing defender of MAGA, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey tried and failed to intervene in President Trump's criminal conviction in New York. He's railed against federal government overreach, student loan debt forgiveness, transgender rights, and more.
That's all woke liberal nonsense.
And he stood solidly behind the false claim that Trump really won the election he lost in 2020, laying out a conservative fever dream of ways liberals might cheat again before the last election.
They're going to try to steal this one by silencing our voices on big tech social media platforms, by stifling us in the mainstream media, and by packing the polling places with criminal, illegal aliens that shouldn't be here in the first place.
Never mind that his resume is thin for such a top federal job. At the White House, his assessment is rock solid.
Andrew Bailey is extremely qualified. As you know, he's been serving with honor as the Attorney General of Missouri.
But now it gets complicated. In his new role, Bailey will be a co-deputy director of the FBI with Dan Bongino, who has had the job all to himself.
I like Dan Bongino, yeah.
So what's changed? The Jeffrey Epstein case.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
As the White House has tried to quiet public interest in the scandalous tale of the late billionaire's pedophilia and a stream of revelations about his friendship with Trump, Bongino has clearly struggled to drop his long-standing claims of a cover-up around the case.
There's more than meets the eye there. I know a lot of people want to make this thing go away.
Historically, the deputy director manages the Bureau's day-to-day operations. It's not clear how Bongino and Bailey will split their duties. A little bit later, the Lions look to rebuild some pride after a disappointing season last year. Ryan has details on how the football program looks to come roaring back.
Plus, our temperatures actually are going to cool down a bit. We're going to look at that coming up.
It's Casey's.
Well, it turned out to be a hot one for us again today. Temperatures upper 90s across the region. I do promise they are going to get a little bit better as we go through, especially into next week. Some of you got rain. About 40% of us got rain. That's better than none, but it's not 100%. There are still a few scattered little showers southwestern parts of Missouri. Some of these guys could kind of drift back toward the metro over the next couple hours. So we are going to have some hit and miss guys over the next few hours, but nothing widespread. Let me take you through time. See these guys kind of sink back and then fall apart. Here's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Lower 70s is where we are going to start. Upper 80s by noon. During the afternoon, 92, 93, maybe 94, smidge above where we should be for this time of the year. A light kind of northeasterly wind kicking in, but the humidity is going to be better as we go into the daytime hours. As we go into Thursday morning, upper 60s, so we do drop back into the 60s again, which is nice to see. Once we get into Thursday afternoon, temperatures right about where we should be. High temps right around 90 degrees, and we're going to stay in that 90 to 93 degree range as we go through the rest of the week. On Wednesday, 72 to start, 88 by noon. High temp, 93 degrees across the region. Great shot. Indigo sky. Casino and Resort Indigo is looking pretty good out there at this time of night. Upper 70s to near 80 is where we are sitting, and we're going to stay in the 70s tonight. Still humid. Look at our dew points. We're kind of sitting low to mid 70s across the region, which that means for you, makes it feel kind of muggy. It makes it feel kind of soupy outside. Our heat index, this is going to at least be better. It's going to be kind of close to matching our actual temperature. So about 93 to 95 tomorrow. On Thursday, heat index closer to 90. So that is definitely good news. Heading south, here's Hurricane Aaron, clocking winds 100, a category 2. It's going to lift north, but look at this turn right before it gets to North Carolina. Now the Outer Banks are still going to affect North Carolina, but thankfully this is not going to make landfall in the lower 48. That could change over the next couple weeks as we get some additional tropical systems in here. All right, so we're talking about cooler temps. Here's why. High pressure shoves toward the west. Look at the upper level flow out of the northwest. So we call this northwest flow. And what that will do for us is kind of usher in some cooler air as we get into next week, which is fantastic. All right, Friday's still hot, lower 90s. Saturday, we actually get a front that drops in, may get a few random showers, lower 90s, but then here we go. 80s popping up Sunday, 80s popping up on Monday. So looking a lot better, especially as we get into next week. 93 on your Wednesday, 91 Thursday, 93 Friday. But 80s, even low to mid 80s for highs next week.
Doesn't that sound refreshing?
It looks great.
And look at those overnight lows.
I know, fantastic.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Missouri Southern Lions enter the 2025 season with sights set on a comeback year. We're going to hear from the team next. And Pitt State has a tough start to the season with some highly ranked matchups. We'll have details coming up.
The college football season is right around the corner, and Pitt State enters the year as the 10th ranked team in Division II. With the Gorillas prepping for year 2 under head coach Tom Anthony, a key strength will come in the secondary, with 4 senior returners at the back end of the defense. And while there's a lot of new on the offensive side of the ball, the ground game has stood out throughout fall camp.
Strength of our team should be our secondary, that defensive group. Four all-conference guys all coming back, 4 seniors back there. So we'll lean heavily on that group for sure on the defensive side. Offensively, I've just really been pleased kind of with the run game, with Cleo and with that offensive line is really gelling, meshing together. Those 5 guys that have been kind of running with our ones throughout camp have looked pretty good. So I've been very pleased with that.
We have a lot of guys returning, have a lot of experience in that back end, but our job is just to take that role and bring some of the younger D linemen, younger linebackers along for the ride and just kind of show them the way. And before you know it, by the season, those guys will take that leadership role in no time. We've been together, a lot of us, for 4, even 5 years and kind of just learned from the guys before us like Malikas, Gaskell, Rico Payton, and they kind of paved the way for us and we kind of followed their path.
As Pitt State kicks off their season in just over a week, the Gorillas are embracing their competitive nature. To open the year, they will face 3 of the top 5 ranked teams in the country, battling Ferris State, Central Oklahoma, and Grand Valley State.
At Pittsburgh State, that's just kind of the standard here. We want to go play high-level opponents, and we know we're going to play high-level opponents every single week in this conference. So then obviously being able to schedule those 2 non-con games with Ferris and Grand Valley. Obviously our guys are excited about it, the town's excited about it, and we're just excited to get to go play a football game.
That's the best you can ask for. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, We prepared hard all year for this moment. Like I said, a lot of guys stepping up, so we want no other way. We're not worried about kind of the outside noise. Obviously, we know what's up ahead of us, but every day we're doing the best we can that day, and we use that mentality to get one. So bad play, good play, get one. Next day, get one, and we're kind of focused on the right now, and then when that game comes up, we're ready.
Pitt State opens their season next Thursday, August 28th on the road against number 1, Ferris State. The Lions of Missouri Southern enter their 2025 season with a chip on their shoulder, full of motivation to get back to their winning ways. Coming off a disappointing 2-9 season, Missouri Southern has a lot of questions to answer, including who will be lining up under center for the Lions. With 5 guys competing for the job and the season opener less than 2 weeks away, MSSU has yet to announce its starting quarterback. But one thing is for certain, every player on this roster is ready to make Missouri Southern a winning football team.
Like I said earlier, our energy, our excitement to be out here is obviously different. I think anybody that was here last year can come out here today, come out here any day this fall camp, and they're going to tell you it's different.
We had a big emphasis on culture this offseason. Our last year didn't go the way we wanted it to, so we're trying to build a culture, and coaches have really pushed that, and we're all kind of buying in. So we're excited, and we expect a big year.
Head coach Atiba Bradley enters his 5th season with Southern and looks to bounce back from the most losses he's had in a season with the Lions. Last year, this MSSU defense surrendered 41 points per game, but Bradley is optimistic that this unit will be a bright spot on the team, alongside a pair of skill positions on the offensive side of the ball.
I've been really pleased with, honestly, our back 7. They're running better than they have since I've been here. The other group I would say is our tight ends and the versatility that they've shown. And then the other one is tailback. It's a lot of experience returned, a lot of guys that have taken some snaps, and so they're really showing their veteran status, if you will.
The Lions begin the 2025 season on Saturday, August 30th, on their home turf against Midwestern State. The Royals and Cardinals remain within striking distance in their wildcard races, and after picking up wins on Monday, both squads look to make it 2 in a row on Tuesday. Cardinals took the series opener against the Marlins last night 8-3, and the Redbirds secure the series with a 7-4 win tonight. Ivan Herrera leading the way for St. Louis with 3 RBIs in the win. Thomas Sajaci knocked in a run and finished with 3 hits for himself. The Cardinals going for the sweep of Miami tomorrow. Royals entering tonight on a 4-game winning streak after taking down the Rangers 4-3 on Monday. And Kansas City extends that streak to 5 games with a 5-2 win over Texas. Mike Yastrzemski and Vinny Pasquantino each hit home runs for the second straight night. And then Bobby Witt Jr. putting on the cherry on top, hitting his 100th career home run, becoming the fastest Royal to 100 career homers and the 4th player ever to reach 100 career home runs and 100 stolen bases in his first 4 MLB seasons. Quite the accomplishment for Bobby Witt Jr. The Royals, 5 in a row, climbing, and they look to keep this hot streak alive. 2 more games against Texas.
Got to keep the pedal to the metal and see what happens at the end of the season. We'll be right back. You know, our community stories are often covered by us thanks to you. We invite you to share your news tips with us anytime. Scan the QR code. You'll be taken to a form where you can submit a tip quickly and easily. Your voice helps to keep our community informed and connected, so we'll thank you in advance for being part of the story. Send us your news tips anytime. These two have been comparing concussion stories. I don't have any concussion stories. I'm trying my best to remain conscious and upright.
And I'm double
his
age.
It's pretty astounding. Yeah, but the weather. We'll get to
we
that.
know I got brain damage.
Yeah,
It's been well advertised, but weather, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hot over the next few days, lower 90s, but it's better than what we've had over the past couple days. 93 tomorrow, plus the humidity is going to be lower. Maybe a few storms Saturday.
Sounds like a clear-headed forecast. Final sports note.
The Royals are now only 2.5 games back of the final wild card spot. A couple losses from Red Sox and Mariners tonight help, but the Royals 5 wins in a row. They're inching closer and closer, but still need a little bit of help and need to stay hot.
Stay hot going into the postseason. Hope that they will get to that postseason. Thanks for joining us. Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.